And we are back on Carolina Women at one of our favorite places, which is Liberty Wall Coverings and Window Blinds with John Iannazzo. Thank you for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
So before we started filming, I found this really interesting. You said that woven blinds are the hottest commodity right now, which I find really interesting because, of course, back in the day, they were a hot commodity as well. Kind of went a little bit out of fashion, but now they're making their way back.
In a big way.
You said it's your bestseller right now.
I think it is our most popular thing, the woven shades, yeah.
Wow, so let's talk about them.
Yeah, so we have lots of samples, lots of different looks, different reeds, grasses, textures. I mean, there's really, it's almost unlimited now what we can do with the woven shades.
Yeah.
They're very versatile too. So you can do a standard Roman shade like we have behind us, which is just your basic Roman shade.
Right.
Okay, but we can also do them vertically. So we can do this in a drapery pattern. So it has contours like a drapery, great for a sliding glass door or if you have a big wall of windows.
Really?
And they're made to go together, so if you have a door and a window, you can do the same material, same color, same pattern, but in the correct application for that opening.
That's really fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've never even seen it vertically, I don't think. So that's really cool. How does somebody begin to decide when they say, okay, I think I want to go the woven route, and then they come here, and of course it's fabulous that you have all of these samples, but it could be a little bit overwhelming.
It can be overwhelming. The first thing is just to start looking through the book and see what jumps out at you. Most people are able to pick out, 3 or 4 right away, and then we put them right on the window, tape them right up to the window so you can take a step back and look at them. Most of the materials you can see through, so most won't give you privacy unless we line them. And we do have a couple different lining options, so they can be light filtering, so you still get some light in but have privacy. We can do a complete room darkening, a really heavy liner that really will stop, almost all of the light. You won't get any light through the shade itself.
Okay.
A little around the edges, but that's normal for a shade, but that will make the room very dark. Or we can do an independent operable liner. So you can have the liner up or in the shade down, both up, both down, and kind of really get the best of both worlds.
Okay, so that kind of makes sense for maybe a bedroom or something. You might want it darker when you're sleeping, but then don't want that during the day.
Exactly, exactly.
So what do you attribute to the popularity coming back?
I really don't know. I think it might be the area we live in. We're in a very natural area, lots of trees, the beach and everything, people just like the natural look. They want to bring the outside in.
Yeah. And so what is the process? So you've looked through your samples, you've decided. How do you make sure that you are getting the right applications for your windows in your home?
We bring the samples out so you can see them in the room because, you might see something that works in here, but in the not natural lighting, of the showroom as opposed to your house, it might look a little different.
Sure.
But we do measure and then we come back and install, make sure it's going to fit the way it's going to, supposed to fit. And also go over the control options. There are several different ways to raise and lower the shades, including motorized. We can do them fully motorized.
That was my next question because we talk a lot about motorized blinds when we're together. And so these can have that option as well.
These can be motorized. They can also be top down, bottom up.
Okay.
So you can have the bottom of the window covered, the top open. So if it's a place where you need, more light but privacy, we can do that too.
Very, very interesting. And I love that you go to the house and help them determine what is the best way to do these on their windows. And so, when they're doing the vertical, can those be motorized as well?
Those can be motorized as well, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, so many different options to choose from. And what else are you seeing that's popular? You said this is your most popular.
This is our most popular. Well, we also have the woven textures. So these two little books over here are called woven textures. It's still a woven shade. It's not as natural as the woven woods.
Okay.
So there's not as much variance. One nice thing about the wovens is each shade will be different. Even side by side, same material, same color, they're all gonna be a little different because it's a natural material. These are a little more man-made, still a woven material, but we can do them in a Roman or a roller shade. So if you want a woven look, but you want to have that real small stack, the downside to a woven wood shade is it has a large stack when it's up. It's not not too bad, but it doesn't stack as small as a roller shade that rolls up in a nice tight little cassette.
Yeah.
So we can do these in a roller shade.
And what are these a little bit less light filter? Are these a little bit darker?
It depends. No, these don't have the same lining options. There is an independent lining option, but we can do semi-opaque, which will give you pretty decent privacy, a little bit of light protection, or we can do ones that are very sheer, like this one.
Okay. Yeah, because this looks like it's a pretty full coverage.
Yes.
But
where this one, you can see through. So if you have an area where you need a little bit of sun protection, but you still want to be able to see, the golf course or the beach or the marsh, something like that would work really well.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, if somebody is wanting to see all these options, what is the best process? Do they come in here first?
Probably to come in first because we have the books here, and I can't bring the books out to the house. That's not a problem. But we do have several different displays hanging up, a couple right behind us, so you can really see and kind of test drive and see how it works.
See how it works. Yeah, and then Then we take the samples that we like the best to our house.
There you go.
Go from there.
Exactly.
Well, John, thank you for sharing these beautiful options with us. Who knew that woven blinds could be so exciting?
There you go.
Yeah. And we'll be back with more, so stay with us.